Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy Thursday. Today is Mimosa Hotline. And as always, you are joining me, my business bestie, Ronii Bartless, our business strategist. I myself am Ashley Rhoda, your brand strategist. And I see live, but it's misbehaving. So this is how this is it.
This has been my week with tech.
Mm-hmm.
All week. And it's not even Mercury retrograde, and tech has hated me all week.
It says that we're alive. Okay, so excuse me, everyone. You're going to hear the background that I can't really. Oh wait, yes, I can. Okay, sorry, everybody. Hello. We're going to try that a little bit more smoothly. Hi, everybody. Mimosa Hotline. It's Thursday, where we come to you live with the real, the raw, the unfiltered, what's going on in our week, things that we want to bring up to discuss and hopefully share our experience and expertise and dive into a little bit more. We were in the green room for a bit because there's a lot going on and we're trying to figure out what is best for sharing with you. And if you're live or on the replay, please join us in the comments section. That's where we love to hear your questions, hear what topics can we support you with.
Yep.
Engage with us. Like, we're here to serve you and also do what we love, which is talk.
We do love to talk.
Yeah, okay. So maybe we should like green room live for a second. Should we just like figure out, like you were talking about, you wanted to share about your week and things. Do we want to just go that route? Do we want to go on one of the topics?
I mean, let's just talk about our week because it leads into a bunch of topics I feel like that could be discussed. And like,
I'm pulling up my list.
I know I think this is how people do business. Like, seriously, like this is happy hour talk, except for it's in the middle of the day.
That's true. In the morning. Yes, true. So what's been going on for your week, madam?
So I like at the beginning of the show, I've had all kinds of tech issues this week.
Yeah.
It's not even Mercury retrograde. I don't even know what's happening. So yesterday I worked with Jim yesterday afternoon. So, okay, let me backpedal a little bit. Last week we talked about, we were vetting marketing people.
Mm-hmm.
And the one gave us this whole like spiel about SEO, local listings,
that wasn't what you needed.
Right. So, and I know you're vetting some vendors right now too. So this kind of coincides with that. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, when we worked together, it's like we were supposed to have a follow-up meeting with her yesterday afternoon. And Jim and I both sat down yesterday morning and I was like, I like her program. This is just not what we need right now. And he was like, yeah, I don't want to waste her time or ours. It's like, no kidding. So we kind of like pushed her off. I emailed her back. Was like, we really like your program. You're great. Like, follow up with us in 6 months. We might be ready for this. So we haven't officially hired Sunny that we're going to go with, but that's most likely going to happen.
But congratulations, Sunny. You got the job. Did you hear it?
Yeah, most likely that's going to happen. I'm going to have Sunny on the show because she's amazing. I love her. Yeah. She's definitely a bestie for sure. But that proposal kind of sparked this Google My Business like listing for the company, because she's like, you have 2 listings and it's confusing and there are 2 different addresses. So we went down the rabbit hole yesterday of this Google My Business trying to fix it. And Jim's got Google My Business. He's updated things. He's like, but it keeps pulling 2 and one's the wrong address. And then we found an address in the site and we were like, maybe it's pulling from there. So we changed that and updated it. And then we found a whole nother like Google brand account that's connected to the YouTube. And so by 4:00, we were both like, I'm so fucking confused by all of this. I don't know what to do. And I was like, I have to deal with this tomorrow. I can't handle this anymore. My brain is about to die. Like and I do this for a living and I can't figure it out. So,
you know what I always laugh at is like when people get domania, it's what I call when they start buying domains or they start setting up new Gmail accounts for the next idea that they thought they should name the business and they think that's what they should do. And then a few years down the line, it comes back to bite you because then you have to log into those accounts. You have to remember the passwords. You have to like find them. And it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, no, so we still haven't fixed it.
I've got a couple of Google partners too. If you need support, let me know. I've got a few people. I'm sure you do too, but there's a few people on my team that are Google partner certified. And there are days that I'm like, let's do this. Hi viewers. SEU. I have now decided that it has to be at least 2 people. Then I know it's not me watching, because I think I can't decide if when I pull it up, it counts me as a viewer or not. So like I've been talking to myself this whole time, hey viewer, say hi. And it wasn't, but I see 2. So that must mean that there's someone else in the ether watching us right now. So anywho, if there's any questions, let us know. But yeah, so no, the Google thing. Well, that's the other thing. Let's talk about that weird tech. And I think I should out myself to save everyone, but I might cause like a global apocalyptic zombie issue by saying this. Do you remember? Oh, they went away. That's fine. That's fine. You spook easily. That's fine. So remember,
that must be a Google employee.
Yep. Right. Gotta go. So remember how we were going through all my systems and like some of my long time ago VAs were messaging like, hey, I got notified you changed this. Well, there's also another catch thing. I love Google. I love it. I will still use it. I currently have this problem though. We found out past VAs who went into my Google account and created a document on my behalf, like they should, as a VA would. They own the document. So if I go back and I make an update to it, they're being notified, even though I fired them, we've moved on, whatever the situation is. That's unsettling as somebody that has like crazy high boundaries and standards and all of the things. We still don't know the ownership. I can request transfer of ownership, but that person would then have to do it. And this is on hundreds of documents. Right. Now, luckily, some of the past stuff is the past, and it's just like, we've either made a new version of it or whatever, and it's not being used. But I'm sitting here with in my opinion, it's a problem, but it's not a priority, but it's a problem that half my shit is owned by other people that I'm not currently talking to. Awkward. And like going through all of that, the workaround is you can clone the document and then, delete the old one. But technically I've got at least 4 people that have hands in my pot that.
Well, and even so, by doing that, like, it's not a big deal, but it's another step of something like, all of those like little extra clicks add up at the end of the day, like the payroll company.
The fact they still have access, like they could, now these are not women that would ever do this, but they could technically go out and be selling my shit because they have access to it.
Yeah.
So well,
like, I mean, even so,
for effort of Ashley go delegate, but F for execution because now you just like I might as well be sitting here ass naked. That's how I feel with these documents. It's like, well,
I mean, that's one of those things. Like you don't think about that.
No, and thank God. Now, yes, at one point all of us had burned each other, but everybody was really nice. Like the first one, she's had a baby. She's not doing what she does anymore, but she was like, hey, by the way, this is kind of weird, but I got notified about all this. She was very nice about it. Thank you so much.
Which is great. She brought it up.
Yeah, that's still mad at me, which, you know what, be mad at me. I understand. I'm not your human. I don't speak that type of womanhood, but you do you. She hasn't messaged me. I'm sure she's getting notified all the fucking time. And I'm sorry, like, thank you for, now you're stuck with me for eternity, but like, I don't know. And then it's just like, okay, well, you got to look at the priorities of it. Like how much are those documents being used, whatever. We clone the main ones that are, new versions. So it's fun. It's like, it's a problem, but it's like, I'm going to deal with it because these people I do still trust. I might not like you, but I like trust you.
You just don't work with them anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that. Yeah, it's like, I don't want you back. I don't know how to say that. All the things. And
you don't want to work with them. It's
me. Like they're done with me. I'm done with you. But respectfully, we're not going to fuck each other in the interim.
Right. No. Yeah. Well, and everybody
was under contract. Like, so if anybody wants to try, I welcome it. Come at me.
I don't
think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, in this case,
it's just business. Like we're all learning things and we're all like, oh, hey, guess what? All of our phone lines are secretly tethered.
I mean, our phones do listen to us. They say they don't, but they do. I
was going to tell you about that. You know how we were talking about how we like being targeted by the algorithms because we're finding really cute clothes right now? I still like being targeted. So I
A
would
little
like,
bit, yeah.
I was thinking about it because I got an ad the other day on Facebook and I was like, oh, I just heard everybody bitching about it. And I was like, no, I actually appreciate you're showing me the cute stuff. I'll take one of those.
Right. I add to the cart, add to cart. Yeah.
Add to cart. I love that. You were like, yeah, I just add to the cart. I was like, amazing. Okay, so we've got tech problems. You had mentioned software. Is there something that you wanted to share?
Yeah. So, I mean, like even in that vein, so the payroll company that I work with over the weekend, they decided that, they're going to change servers. So they have spun the payroll company off into its own company so that it will have its own P&L and can run independently of the accounting firm.
Okay.
And that way they can kind of track expenses, kind of, it can live on its own entity if it needs to, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the interim of like this whole process, which is not an overnight thing, like you can't go January 1st, we're a new company. Like this is not how that works. Like this is going to be a year-long process. Well, in that process, they've taken everything and moved all of our documents and software and computer system from the main server. And now we have our own server for the company. And they changed it over the weekend, but then didn't tell anybody. So we all come in Monday morning and like nothing works. Like, oh my God. So then like things are broken and we have like these little workarounds so that we can at least still do our jobs. But I'm like, now it's 4 extra clicks. Well, not a huge deal. It's 4 extra clicks every time we do this one thing. And I'm like,
and I've got 20 of those.
Right. Like after a while now it's very inefficient, like so inefficient. And I'm just like, this is where systems and processes and SOPs, regardless of how big you are, how small you are really important.
Well, and also communication.
Yeah. Could you at least just told somebody?
I don't know. Again,
by the way,
I'm going with this whole theme of like A for effort, F for execution. Like it's just a thing right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I just was like, so I've had this all week, this tech issue. So that started it. And then we had the whole Google thing yesterday. And my computer is just like,
I know we need a new one of those.
I need a new one because I've been trying to upload all of our episodes into our new YouTube channel. So like I'm letting it run in the background, but it takes so much processing power while I'm doing 14 other things. Yeah. And my computer's like, stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe a second computer.
By the way, sorry.
Speaking of, there's the idea. Yeah, right there.
Okay. That's the bookkeeping computer.
I see. I was thinking though, maybe like you could be doing the uploading on one computer and then get a new computer so that like for example, I have the Surface Pro, so I don't know if that would help.
That's what that is.
Yeah, no, I saw that, but I'm just saying like I wonder if you could be doing like both. Yeah. Can I tell you though,
that makes my brain hurt
to revisit the past where I never gave myself enough credit. Back in the day, I used to work both computers at the same time, and one was Apple and one is Microsoft. And I know this sounds like, oh, it's just a computer, but Control C is not Command C. And to be able to speak 2 languages through your hands, can I just get some love for that? Because
no, it's a thing. Like,
and that used to like mess me up so bad. And so now I just like laugh because I don't know why I had to pull it out the other day. And I like got back on, by the way, I need a new keyboard. Like you don't know how bad it is until you like pull it out. You're like, okay, I'm gonna out myself. So I've been like, I went on client meetings like this and now I'm so embarrassed. Look at this keyboard. It's like missing letters. It's got like scratch offs. I was like, girl,
mine. Yeah. My laptop has that where like the C and the N right here are all scratched off. Yeah. Because it's where,
you went out in public like this. Like, oh, I need a new one. But yeah, I was just thinking maybe that would help. Anyways. Okay. So we've got tech, we've got life, we've got issues. Like, welcome to business, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, this is just how some weeks go.
I don't even know where I want to out myself. I don't even know what's going on in my life. I don't know what's going on. I am in, I don't even I don't know words, Ronnie. I don't know what to say to it. I just keep getting bad news. At the moment, it's not me, which is okay, but it impacts me. But at the same time, like, I'm wondering if the universe might be showing me things through other people so that it doesn't have to, directly slap me. But I'm like, my reaction is almost starting to concern me. Like, I text you if I'd lost my humanity. So
yes.
Pretty sure I have, which you're way too nice to me. But yeah, like not family, but family member of mine has been diagnosed with cancer. I've got my number one client who lost her biggest client. I have people, just crazy shit going on, and not to out everybody's business, but I'm just like, what is going on? And now my response, I was curious if I'd lost my humanity. I'm like, congratulations, you have cancer. And she was like, and I was like, the best things come from these times in our lives, like where you either near death experience, or you get the diagnosis, or you get the appendage out, or what would you get out?
Appendix, yeah.
Appendix. I said appendage. To give you like a third leg, it's fine. And I'm like, this is so great. And she's like, but actually, I'm gonna lose my hair. And I'm like, do you know the wigs that we can buy? Like, you could be Cruella, you could be the brunette, you could be a blonde. Like, there's so many fun things. You're gonna like, hello, you can have like 5 different lives now. And she's like, I'm like, okay, obviously, I need to meet you where you're at. So yes, this is horrible. Like, I don't know what to, like, I've been through so many rodeos and around the block so many times. And then that was it. I was proud of myself. I'm on the call with one of the new photographers, and she's like, I think she said, you're very interesting. She goes, you look so young, but the way you speak and conduct your business, clearly you know what you're doing. First of all, I was like,
okay.
And I was like, you know what? I agree. It's so weird. Like, it's part She-Hulk, it's part experience, it's part like, I just know what I'm doing. Like, I'm here, let's do this. Like, thank you. I'm not trying to respond to that.
Like, it's like a backhanded compliment.
Like,
oh, so like, speaking of that, like backhanded compliment like that. So for years, I had worked with a payroll company up at W5 for years, and it was local, but I had never met them, right? Like, you do everything over the phone. I'd call in payroll, like it was automatic. It was not a big thing. But we got audited one year, and so I had to go into their office to kind of meet with the auditor because they had all of the reports. And I got there, and the girl that I worked with like every day, who I'd never met in person before, the very first things that she said to me was, you weren't supposed to be blonde. Like, do I not sound blonde on the phone? Like,
what was I supposed to be then? A man? Like, what are the other options? Like, show me the drop down.
I mean, it's just one of those, like, you're smart, so you obviously can't be blonde.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, and if he's watching, I don't mean this rude, I'm just very proud of myself. You remember the guy that I was all pissy about, that like booked me on Valentine's Day and thought I was pitching and selling? He actually apologized and genuinely meant it. And I received it. But man, I held my own. I was like, you know what? I deserve that apology. Like, like, who the hell are you? Like, it was clear as day. Like, you just don't lead with assumption. Like, I get it. Right. You're jaded, you're tainted, all the things, but like, clearly that was not it. But he apologized, and I genuinely, I know he meant it. It was genuine, and I appreciate it. Good. But just to go full circle on what happened there. So clearly today is a day of gossip. Yeah.
For today.
I did the marketing plan last night. I've got that thing coming up. I'm trying to think of, I guess, just back to the humanity thing, because I love to not circle talk. I don't know. I'm genuinely concerned about myself and how I'm responding to like seriously bad things. I'm like so good. I'm like, done this before. Let's go. Like,
you just have a different perspective than most people. Well, and what was even last night I was like, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong, but still, like delivery or like catch yourself.
I know.
And by the way, everyone needs to know this secret, what I've already done. and I can shout this out because she doesn't watch this. Like so her name's Jessica. I grew up with like Aunt Jessica. She's not actually a blood relative. She just knew my father really well and is like the only one that still likes me. So cool. And so she does get emails better than text. And so last night I made all of the, not all these, but she gets three chemo treatments after this first one. And so I made pretty graphics in Canva of her favorite flower, which is the plumeria, which by the way is symbolic of new beginnings. And I scheduled emails to arrive the morning of each treatment plan.
Oh, nice.
And so like, these are the things like people, if you have Android, you silly Apple people, but Android phones, you can schedule text. For anybody that uses Google, when you go down to where it says send, there's a little caret that says schedule and you can pick a day and time. This is those moments where whether it's clients, family, anybody, like do that. So what I did was I made these graphics of her favorite flowers and her favorite colors. And then I kind of used what I've been doing for my third newsletter, that friendly CEO check-in. And it's like a pep talk. Like the first one was like, my coach Suha taught us, you never throw the first punch, you only throw the last. And so it's like, I know cancer might feel like it's throwing all the punches, but remember, you get the last. And it's like punching. That's it.
Nice.
Then the second one, and I did all that. I have a heart.
See, you haven't lost your humanity. It's just in a different place.
I'm like ready. Yeah, I'm like, sweet, you get cancer. Like, you don't get cancer all the time. Do you know how much greatness you get out of that? Like, you can pull the C card on anything. Oh, I can't have cancer. Like, do you know how much you can get right now? Like, let's go. Sales, freebies, men. Let's do this. I'm ready. Anyways, yeah, it would be interesting. I offered to fly down and see her, but she obviously chemo, you cannot be exposed to anybody or anything. Yeah. So I'm just going to be sending gift packs and quack packs and all the things. But yeah, but that, like, I mean, I know I have a heart, and I think people often question if I do, but it's like, I don't have a heart for people I don't give a fuck about. Weird.
I mean,
weird. But for those that like take the time, are nice to me, and like, you know, deserve my attention, man, I'm the most loving thing you will ever meet. I'm like Olivia. I will sit on your lap and lick your face. Like, it is just, I am right there. I'm not like a side. Yeah. I'm not next to you. I'm the cat that's like right on you, like on your chest, on your face. Like, I'm not gonna sit next to you. I will be there. Yeah. So haven't lost my humanity. Check.
No.
The world is crashing. Check. I don't know, like, how else are we supposed to get through all this crap? I don't know.
I know. Well, and speaking of Olivia, I just told you before we came on, like, she went through surgery for her spaying today. She looks like she's going to do fine. And I go pick her up between 3 and 4 this afternoon. So she'll be a little groggy, and hopefully this will calm her down. God, she's so hyper. Ta-da! I know. I saw those earlier. They look great.
Have that done. Oh my God. So we will
fill
get
them up.
Fill it up stuff, but yeah, they look good. So at least we figured that out.
Yeah.
God off the screen.
That's been one of our dramas.
Yeah. One of our, it almost went drama llama status. Almost.
Yeah, it was close. It was close.
So yeah, now I have a new skill of interior design. Who knew? I've got the lighting down, all the things. So, you know, if people watch this, they'll see that we're productive. We get shit done, but I don't know how to serve people today. We've got to give them something better than this.
I know. Well, so, okay. I will say I do have something. Okay. We'll go back into, so we'll go back into
for this video. Fast forward to the 30-minute mark.
Oh my God. Well, and maybe not. Maybe that was the fun part for people.
Also,
I don't know.
Show notes. We need to address that too. I have a question about that. Like, are they relevant right now, but should we keep doing them and all the things? Anyways, do your thing better.
Well, and actually after this, I want to actually have some questions for you for the website that I need just another set of opinions on, like, direction.
Thank you for all the work that you've been doing on that. I'm so excited.
Actually,
maybe that's what we should
finally
do. We should screen share and walk them through it.
We can do that.
Might be something helpful.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, I don't care. Like, I mean, this is how we work. I mean, like,
I love how we're scatterbrained right now. I'm going to shut up.
I know. What is wrong? Like, what is wrong with this week? It's been like for 2 weeks now. I feel like everything. I have like 15 tabs open and I don't know where the music's coming from, you know?
Yes, that's how I feel. And then I'm like, I'm slowly like, I'm concerned about myself because I am not getting knocked off my like path. Like all these things should have knocked me off. All these things should be like upsetting to me, or all these things should be like triggering me. And I'm just like cool, calm, and collected, like a little cucumber over here waiting for her hummus dip.
Well, and I thought about this earlier when we were talking about it. I was like, okay, I'm having tech issues, but it's not Mercury retrograde.
Right.
There are no planets in retrograde right now.
So we don't even have an excuse.
No, we have no excuses. But so like astrologically, because of that, everybody should be moving forward really fast.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing in backwards retrograde. And I am seeing that, like Jim has been like Speedy Gonzalez, like cranking shit out, which is why I'm like, whoa.
So maybe we thrive in retrograde. Maybe we're different. Maybe we.
Oh, I do. Cause I want slow. I like a slow pace personally.
Yeah. But maybe like retrograde is like when we're good. And then everybody else is not retrograders. I don't know. I'm going to shut up.
Well, I would yesterday
like to throw myself off of this episode. Anyways.
Yesterday we were talking about just kind of with Concentric, his methodology, like framework around a business management system. And like how we do that, this is one thing with manufacturers and the kind of clients we work with. They very much are into management systems in different departments, like quality management systems or environment management systems or OSHA management systems. So there are all these different systems within the whole of a business, which is a business management system. But not a lot of people talk about that as a whole because there's no compliance standards with it. So like with quality management systems, you have to get a certification to be quality management. You either have to be certified to be an auditor, your company has to get a certification so that they can work with other manufacturers that have these same standards. But the business as a whole doesn't have it, but we do in our holistic way of working with clients. And so I had like this epiphany of like taking a business management system, like how do we educate business owners about business management systems when it's not really a thing yet? And it was one of those epiphanies that I was like, I have all of these tools that I work with each one of my clients, right? Like I have KPI trackers that I work with clients. I have cash flow, spreadsheets and P&Ls and like all of these different tools that I've created over the years. And like, as him and I were talking yesterday, I like wrote down this idea of like, okay, I'm probably going to end up most likely over the next 6 months or so, change kind of my brand positioning in that more simplistic kind of way. I mean, I'm still going to keep what I've got, but that's going to be a bigger part of like how I work with my clients. And I was like, okay, well, so how do I pull all of these tools together that I have created and worked with over the years and make them in an organized, like business in a box almost kind of thing that's like this business management system to be able then to like basically drop it in to people's businesses and make life simple for them with all of these different tools that I've created throughout the year. So I haven't flushed any of that out, but it was just one of those ideas. I was like, oh wait, I need to like think about this more strategically. Like how can I like make that a thing?
Yeah, it really reminds me of how I created the brand binder. Like it was right in front of my face. And I'm sure you have this too, but in your own digital way, maybe. I was going into my very first client, very lucky. I got a full-time basically job off the first client, right? It was, Ashley, I believe in you. I love what you do. Come do it for our company. So I did. And it was kind of like, she knew I was fully capable, but I didn't have a system. Let's say I didn't have a way of doing things. And I just knew I needed to organize the business and the brand. And so I started this like brand binder just to organize myself. Flashback. I can't even believe I'm telling this story, but when I was very young and I was very lucky, we built our first home and my mom was designing the home and she had a binder and every tab was a different room. And before Pinterest, before everything, she was kind of gathering thoughts and inspiration and she didn't want to leave me out. And she made me like a baby binder so I could build my own house with her. And it was kind of like a mother-daughter thing before she went to mom.
Fun.
super cute, super fun. Remember, she was amazing before the demon phase. So we did all of that. And so when I went into the business, I kind of remembered that doing that with my mom. And I was like, okay, well, let's like put the brand together. Like, what do we need? What are the parts? Because at that company, there were 5 of us. So there was the CEO, then 4 employees, then myself. And I needed to get everybody on board, but also build the brand at the same time. And so mine was just a binder. Like, it wasn't sexy, but in the end, it was like the best efficiency of how to do it. And then I digitized it too. I'm wondering if the same would be true for you. If you had like a operations manual, aka operations binder, and you just kind of put in the tools that you typically, you know, if you got an ideal client next, like what are the tools that you would want to check are in place, or even how you've done it with me, you know, like, okay, you need a copy of this, a copy of that, a copy of this. And I go through the systems and check, got that, got that, got that. And then similar to what you just reviewed for me, the implementation guide, I mean, shit, that's the answer. Just make your own. Like, how would you walk in? So, okay, tomorrow I get my perfect client and this is where I would start. This is what would be next. And that's what we would end with. Like, I think you have all of it. And what's so fun about us is we have it all. We just have to like put it together.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I have to like you know me, I'm a processor. So I have to like inventory it in my head, process where does it all fit, like, and you know, it'll take me a little while to figure it all out, but I mean,
I will happily be your beta. You are welcome to infuse all of your genius-ness into iconic details and Mimosa Hotline.
Well, and this is, I mean, the other thing that also happened this week, and there's apparently a lot that's happened this week. So I was up at the payroll company on Monday working with them, and I just mentioned they've spun the payroll company off into its own entity, its own company. And so my accountant, as we were sitting, like he was doing my taxes while I was sitting there, blah, 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 the whole big thing. Anyway, he was like, so what's it going to take to get you to be my CEO of this payroll company? And I was like, you're not the first man to propose to me with this, but like, this is the proposal I get a lot. What does it take to be the CEO of my company? And I'm like, it's happened several times. And I've never completely said yes to anybody yet.
No, I know. You are not. Yeah, I know. I've even done it to you.
Exactly.
This woman will not commit people.
I think you might be the first woman that's asked me.
I'll take it. I'm usually that for a lot of things. You're the first woman to play on the men's water polo team. You're the first woman to do build a business off of a general contractor, all male dominated industry. Yeah, I know. I hear this. But maybe that's the thing. Maybe we're thinking too small for you too. Like we were thinking it's an operations binder. Maybe it's the CEO infusion.
Yeah. It's a fractional CEO. Yeah. Well, and he was like, well, throw me a number. And I was like, I don't know.
8 million.
Buddy. Yeah. Like, I don't, and this is in that particular situation, like I could totally do it. Like I can see it in my mind, what needs to happen. It's not a quick process, but I'm like, one, I don't want to do something full time. Like I still want to keep all of my other clients. I'm already doing this for Jim too. Like I'm that CEO. I'm working with you on stuff. I'm not completely 100%. Your CEO, but pretty daggone close. Like, I mean, I do this for a lot of people. And I'm like, in that particular situation, it's one that there are 4 partners in the accounting side that then I have to like become the board that I have to really like answer to. And that becomes very difficult when you're sitting in that CEO position. And I'm like, so this isn't necessarily about money. Like, one, I don't think you can afford me.
And suffering.
But 2, like I'm going to have some ground rules of like, if you want me to do this job, you have to let me do this job.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's where it really comes into play is people look at it and go, I want you to do this job. I 100% like see where you're going with it. Like this plan, know how this works, but they won't give it up. Like then you keep stifling it because you won't actually let them do the job.
I have to bring something up because I think this is amusing about you. I literally am intrigued by it. I remember I was sitting in the Best Buy parking lot trying to get you to be my CEO. I honestly offered everything I had. I'm sure I offered you the cat at the time. Like I was on it. This happens to me so often. And I wouldn't ask this if it was like a one-time thing and you said no, but why do you keep denying it?
I don't know that it's been the right like project yet. Like I like working with a bunch of different people. I don't know that I can
like 3 company CEOs by now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I pretty much am.
Look, like,
I mean, pretty much am. It's one of those like
I see a theme. I see something here that I'm like, if you leaned into this and just let it be your thing, like I think you could be the CEO of simplicity, and you go in and
oh, that's it.
Yeah.
CEO of simplicity. I need to write that down.
And you go in and like, you know, COVID goes in and destroys things, but you go in and just simplify. Like it's not about pulling out all the bad or whatever. It's like you just go in and you make everything. I don't know how to hold on. Yeah, CEO of simplicity. Let me see if I can rattle it off because that's how my brain works. You're the CEO of simplicity. You go in, you assess, dissect, and serve. I don't know. I'll sit on that more. I need wine for that one or a shower. But yeah,
those are the things I need wine for sure. Like those are mimosa moments.
Yeah. But I feel like that's what you do for all of us. But we need to give it to you in a way that you don't feel confined. Like you have to be a free spirit in doing it because you love it. You're fabulous at it. But the second someone tries to put it in a contract, you spook like a runaway bride.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there's a movie about this.
So wait, what movie?
The Runaway Bride. Have you not seen that movie?
Oh, that one. I was like, no, I wasn't making the connection. My blonde brain kicked in for a moment. I didn't make the connection.
Okay, welcome to everyone. When we do really smart shit, we have to do something really silly to like balance ourselves out. So we are in her balance zone right now where she's gonna have to finger. But yeah, so
apparently
you're like the runaway CEO. Like we all get really close to you. We want to hire you. We'll give you our first child. We'll like literally do whatever we can. And then you bolt.
Don't bolt. Like I mean, I don't completely have commitment problems. Just a little bit, apparently.
Just say it and wait for it. Cause like,
okay. Well, I mean, this is a perfect example. Like Alan and I celebrate 23 years next month. But we're not officially
yet uncommitted.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like what is it? Irresponsible irresponsibility. Like that's
right.
me.
So we're going to have a committed yet uncommitted thing. So, but I mean, that also creates this intrigue because we never know if we're going to lose you to like the other person that offers something better that we don't have because we're not in that thing. I get this.
I'm always that mysterious one. You just never quite know.
No, which I'm down. It's like Mary Poppins. I mean, you're like Mary Poppins. You just fly in, make everything super sugar sweet. And then you're like spoonful of medicine. We're going to simplify all of this. We're going to detox the hustle culture out of this. And then you just like, I don't know, the northern wind comes in. I don't know. But I mean, you're committed to me too every Sunday, every Thursday. Like you can commit. I just noticed that anytime someone offers you the moon and stars through a business, you kind of get spooked. You go,
I mean, one of my core desired feelings is freedom. Like that's important to me.
Okay.
That is one of my core desired feelings.
How, like, okay, so in the sense of what you're doing, you know, Mary Poppins definitely has freedom of this, but could this, okay, so let's just infuse freedom into the new persona we identified, which is the CEO of simplification or simplified CEO. What did we say it was good?
CEO of simplicity.
Okay, cool. This is why things should always be recorded too. That's why I always record my,
I did write it down.
never know the shit I say. But
yeah, I'm bad about that. Like I say brilliant things and then afterwards I'm like, I must have blacked out because I don't remember what I said.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's take the CEO of simplicity and just infuse her with a massive shot of freedom. So I feel like you know, you can't work on a retainer because that's too committed. But I think you could work on like,
I have a client that's retainer client.
okay. But is that what you like? Like, I'm thinking this is more like you would pitch them the start to finish and you would commit to that, but that would be it. It wouldn't be ongoing. Like,
I mean, with W5, I mean, I've worked with W5 for 15 years.
True. Okay. So is it like get them from chaos to simplicity, or like what's the start and end point?
I mean, I guess with like, so when Jim and I talk about like working with clients, it's more on a project based, not like going, and kind of the way we positioned it is we come in and organize the business and get systems and processes in place to be efficient and to increase revenue, to get it to either 5 or 10x, right? And then at that point, you either, you scale it and you either take the next step to scale it even further, or you prepare for acquisition for a better value because you've 10x'd it.
I think okay, I'm going to do something stupid, but how many letters are in simplicity? Hold on, I gotta write this down. Hold on.
Oh, you're asking the wrong person for spelling.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fuck yeah. So there's 10 letters in simplicity. So you should take 10 as a motto and a theme and do 10x your business through simplicity. And then if I'm not going to make you be the acronym girl, because I freaking hate that. Turn every word into an acronym. I'm now the chief executive officer of fuck off, or whatever they make you be, or like the chief eagerness officer, whatever. Like, I'm not saying that, but I like 10 is your number symbolically.
I do tell people I'm chief champagne drinker at my company.
You're a CCD. Okay.
It's just a fun little thing I like to tell people. Like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm chief champagne drinker.
Well, you know what? To deal with the level of chaos you love, it makes sense. So I don't judge that. But I would do the 10x your business. I love the simplicity. And I think it's just so what the world needs. Okay, let's bring up that one topic I was going to say. So I was playfully talking with a colleague of mine, and I was telling her how I am actively detoxing my business from hustle culture. And I said, to me, the guru marketing, the courses, the coaching, and not all coaches, but I'm going to say this blank statement. So you could say the same thing about branders. I'm just saying, this hustle culture, all this stuff, it's like eating sugar-coated shit. Like, you get in there and it tastes real sweet for a few layers. You're down for it. Like, you eat the whole thing. And then all of a sudden the aftertaste kind of kicks in and you realize you just ate shit. And you're sitting there like, I'm going to hurl. I have all this crap, all this energy I spent building this out and doing this out and all this stuff. And I'm sick to my stomach over all of it. And so I think that the beauty of simplicity, and we were talking about the difference between skeptical and cynical and all of that. I think there's a huge tap in to where you are needed. And I think the other side of your freedom coin is that your job is to go into companies, but not make them dependent on you, enhance them and fix them and do all the things, but make them self-sustaining, which is also sustainability is also an S word and the word that we all want. But all of these other coaches, they make you dependent on them.
Yes, that is true. And that is
so I think simplicity, sustainability, sanity. I mean, these are all little fabulous things. I think CEO of simplicity is a big thing. People could hire you fractionally or whatever way they want to, or do a revenue split with them too. I know a lot of situations would need
do that
this
sometimes. Yeah, and I do that, and I have done that. I mean, I currently have a couple projects that's.
Well, and what's great about that is because you back your work. You don't have to demand a payment because you're going to fix this shit and it's going to work. Like, who else can say that? No, they charge you high ticket offers so that they can fuck you into bankruptcy, and then you're still left with nothing. Today I am.
Well, I mean,
I did not tell you.
I haven't either. I've had 2 cups of coffee, so I'm about to be
I don't
like,
even know if we
"Ooh,
should post this episode, but it's
too
good.
late.
But
It's
this-
live."
I know, shit. But this is also like what we talk about on Sundays. Like this is the way we dissect things, and this is how we like get to the
It
core
is.
of what's the next thing. But I think, and I wonder
To be
how you would
honest-
feel.
No, go ahead.
I'm curious, how would you feel if honestly you didn't charge, but you did profit splitting? I mean, it's a risk, but I wonder, does that
Yeah.
honor your freedom fighter, or does that hurt it?
Oh, I don't know. I never really thought of it in that specific vein
Yeah.
of thinking about it. I mean, I will say, like, there are certain clients that I go in and it is strictly, I just do specific tasks.
Yeah,
That is like, I want to be paid for my time for that.
right.
You know, but I mean, I have clients that I do both with. I have some that are strictly just retainer. They pay me for it. W5 is a monthly retainer. Some are by hour, depending on how many hours I work. And some are profit share, you know. So
Yeah.
they're all over the board for me. And I can't necessarily say I prefer one or the other. I'm like, okay, well, this is what I'm invoicing this month. You
Right.
know, like I don't
Yeah.
even think about it.
But I think there's a value in that, meaning literally a value statement. You know how we start with the values and then build out the vision and mission. But I think there's a value in meeting you where you're at. The CEO of Simplicity meets you where you're at in a business model or a partnership that honors you, because you know you can promise results, like guarantee results. Now, I know every attorney out there just squirmed in their chair, like,
I know.
but like
I did too,
literally
a little
can.
bit.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
literally can. But I'm seeing this like, and then the 10x. So you've got a couple of things that are coming out that I keep seeing, but there's an S motif. So simplicity, sanity, sustainability, security. Like there's this like S kind of like, and then also, isn't there something about S curves in math? What was the S curve thing? You remember that? Wasn't it like
Is
you
it
have
a
to go
math?
down to go up or something? Like, wasn't that the S
That's
curve?
a bell curve.
No, I
That's
know,
a bell
but
curve.
what was the S curve thing? Shoot, now I gotta Google
Hmm.
this. S curve in math. I mean,
I was going to say, like, of all the episodes that we have done, this one is probably the closest to what our Sundays are like.
I know, poor people. They're like, you freaking do this on a, yeah,
On a regular basis.
this sigmoid function. It's the S-shaped curve. Okay, I know this is a thing. Okay, oh my God, are you ready? I swear, this is just Google. Everyone else in the world, Google this. Put an S and then curve in math. It says, are you ready? The simplest, shit you not, the simplest mathematical function that produces an S curve is called a logistic. I shouldn't even read more. Hello, this is so it.
Yes.
The essential meaning of the function.
Screenshot that.
I will. I swear to God, I will. Like, do you want me to screen share? I will screen share this right now.
I was gonna say you can just screenshot it so I can put it
Like,
someplace.
who can see this? Can you guys see this? I mean, like, I'm trying to get in on this. Okay, can you see this? The simplest, like, hello, Ronnie. The simplest mathematical function that produces an S curve is called logistic, which you would be helping with the logistics of the business.
Right.
The essential meaning of this function is to rate the growth is proportional. I can't, it's too good.
Like, could it be any more perfect?
The rate of growth is proportional to both the amount of growth already accomplished. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. And the amount of growth remaining to be. I'm done.
I mean, yeah. I mean, your job is done. This is your brilliance, right? Like, I mean, we've been talking about my brilliance, but you just showed yours.
This is what
I mean, mic drop on that for sure.
Ability to get this shit out of people. And I'm like, I don't understand. Oh my God, this is sexy. Oh, I love this. And like, okay, thank you for going to college for all the wrong things so that I would know what a fucking S curve was, because I promise you, had I gone to art school, I probably wouldn't have known this. I would have thought it was the other symbol. Anyways. Oh, I love it. Okay.
I mean, I took economics and we talk about the bell curve for sure, but I don't know. I mean, I had to take econ.
I know this one is application of S-curve. It's a sciencedirect.com. I don't remember why I know this. That's the other scary thing. Like, who pulls this shit out? Can I tell you, side note, I want to pick up tea leaf reading because I love tea so much. Tea, the symbolism, like all the things. I was like, this would be perfect. But this is how my brain works. Yeah. Okay. So this is an application by Science Direct, which is one of the original, okay. So when you go to school for science, like obviously we can't use the normal Google. We have to do the what is the other one called, where we would look up all of the reports and everything. There's another version that you can go in like when you're in school and you find like the research papers and all of the other elements, not like normal Google. It's a different one.
So in my brain, because I'm 11 years older than you, I was like, we had Netscape.
Shush. Okay, fine. Never mind. Anyways, this is a viable source though. And this is the application of S-curve. So yeah, if we go down this rabbit hole, I will do more research for you on this, but like, what are the odds of that? Like the wording, like simplicity, logistics, the current growth to the potential growth. I mean, like who comes up with this stuff? Only a blonde with a she-hawk, duh. But I think there's something in that with the S-curve. I think, also playing it out, but there's so many, the core values of this company: simplicity, sanity, sustainability, security, sanctuary is another beautiful word with an S. And I think it's time we put you through the branding process again, because I think through the discovery, the chapter that we have, I think it'll pull out all these areas that we don't know yet. You're not supposed to know. That's why these damn questions came into my world. And when you ask them the right way, it starts pulling all of this out. And then we would figure it out. But I think the other thing too is, while CEO of Simplicity is the primary persona, there's a freedom fighter too. That freedom that you want to keep, and the ability that you want to go in, you want to do it, but it's not about dependability. It's about independence. It's about empowerment. It's about giving them the tools that they need. So you almost have twins. I've only ever seen this one other time, was with Kelly Mooney in her photography business. I've been doing this for 6 years now, primarily business. I've only seen twins once, and it was with her company because she had two distinct lanes. She had high school senior portraiture, and she had branding, brand photography. And there was Twinkle and Sparkle. I never get to pick these names, but bloody, that's what it was. So Twinkle, I think I'm doing this right. Twinkle was in charge. No, I'm not. Sparkle was in charge of high school photography, and Twinkle was in charge of brand photography. And they were twins. They did have different aspects for how they would approach their side, but they were always connected. They were conjoined twins. They had overlap. They shared parts, but there were distinctly two heads.
Interesting.
But I swear to God, I think you have a twin effect plus the freedom. And I don't know that freedom fighter is the right word, because a lot of people are going to hear that politically, and I don't mean it like that, but you're fighting for people's freedom too.
So I'm going to actually bring this now into a really weird woo side of things.
Yeah.
So when I had my natal chart read, my birth chart read.
Oh my God.
So my astrologer that I work with, Aleka, had said to me when she read my birth chart the first time, she was like, so in a past life, you were a missionary, you were a freedom fighter.
How do I know this shit? Oh my God.
And that's why that's part of she was like, you were a missionary of sorts. So like, you just got shit done. So that's why in this life, my purpose in this life is to like feel more things as opposed to just get shit done.
Wow. I scare myself. There are things that always pop up like this, that there's no bloody way I would know, and no way I could have ever. Wow. Okay.
Well, and I mean, this is one of those perfect examples. And why we started all of this is for people to see how we work. This is how we work. Like,
I would say
this kind of magic. Oh, sorry. This is totally a different tangent.
Let's do it.
It just, sorry. This is what we do. I just said this is the magic of like what we do, right? But that is something that you and I have too, and I want to make sure we like hone in on that and the website when we do start to work out some of the copy for the Mimosa Hotline website. I want to like infuse this magic piece.
Mm. Do you mean spotlighting it and highlighting
just
it?
kind
What do
of
you mean? Or actually
like, just kind of like,
collaborate so that it's infused into it?
yeah, like collaborate so it's infused into it. Cause
Yeah.
like, even when we talked with Carrie, I was like, Ashley and I just have this magic that like, it's hard to describe. And like, I mean, we do it in our work too. I mean, you just did it with me in the kind of work you do. I do it with my clients. Like, they think I'm magic when I do this shit, but you know,
I know.
I don't.
Well,
But
that was
and
like
then
my
the
whole
two of
reason for
us,
that post. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's an Ashley Rhoda. And then I came out in the comments, like genuinely asking people, what is it that you think I do? And based on the comments, I was a freaking, what was I, like a twinkle fairy or something? I was like, oh my God. Oh no, a lovely, because okay, Angie called me lovely. Thank you so much. And then someone else called me Tinkerbell. And it came out a lovely Tinkerbell. I was like, oh fuck. Sure. I mean, that pays the bills. I'll be your lovely Tinkerbell. Sure. I was like, of all the pet names, and you've heard some of the most recent ones, but like, come on.
but you know what? I see that. I see Tinkerbell in you. I do. Certain little, no, just think about it. Even like at the beginning of this conversation, you said that you were setting up like emails for your friend with cancer and like giving her all of these great little motivation things. It's like Tinkerbell, like sprinkling dust all over everything. That's so beautiful.
Okay.
Like, I see that. I'm gonna make that compare. Like, I don't see like Tinkerbell, like, you know.
No, I'm too.
Just that, like,
for Tinkerbell. Yeah.
I just mean in that, like, infusing these like really special little things because you love to gift.
Yeah.
And
you know what? I see that. I will take that. I will take that. And I will also take that as this is how the universe gives me signs. It's now going to go make me watch bloody Peter Pan and study Tinkerbell. There's also, I think there's a Tinkerbell movie too. And there's something why I'm supposed to go watch those is there's something about your personas in there that I'll see and I'll be like, oh my God, this makes sense. But nobody would ever be like, you just hired a brander who's going to go watch Peter Pan to build your brand?
Peter Pan. As a kid, Peter Pan was my favorite book.
Really? Wow. That's it. See,
I loved Peter Pan.
So weird.
Every night when my dad would like want to read to me, I always wanted him to read Peter Pan.
Okay. And what about it did you like? Like what?
This is the thing that I remember liking because I was little. Like, that's hard to remember. The thing I remember loving about that book was there was a map in the front, and I love maps.
Okay.
I don't remember why I liked the story, like that part of because I was so little. I don't remember. I remember there was a map, and I actually still have my baby Peter Pan book from when I was a kid, and there's a map in the front. I always loved the map.
Okay, so two things. Number one,
I think I have it somewhere.
Side note, I just found mine because I built the bookcases. I have the star-bellied dinosaurs. That was my baby book. Star-bellied dinosaurs. And it's about like dinosaurs that have eggs and they have to go to the top of the mountain and get their star-bellied dinosaur. And one of them like has an extra star or something. I don't know. I got to reread the book, but you were talking about your baby book. I found my baby book. But yeah.
Mine was Peter Pan. Mine's somewhere.
The brand. I have a binder, you have a map. So the CEO of Simplicity would work on a map theme and have that be like a visual detail to pull it in. And also, if we look at mathematics, it's mapping numbers.
Correct.
And an S curve, like
it's a mathematical.
You know how, I just got a visual. Shoot, I hate when this happens because you can't see it. Shit. Have you there's a picture I use. Okay, recording, Ashley, go back to, I think it's my strategies. If I'm that fast, I'm going to pull up something else. Hold on. The brand strategy image. It's like or have you ever seen, It's a Beautiful Mind? And he's like at the board and he like, or the new chess movie where she can see chess on the new chess.
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, where she can see the chessboard. I think it's Beautiful Mind. He's like a genius mathematician and he looks at the board and what's not on the board, but it's like all these numbers and equations shows up for him. And it's like, that's the texture for your business is like mathematical equations, but it's your marketing equations and symbolism and maps. And like, that would be the texture and differentiation that would create depth in your stuff, in your marketing materials and visuals. So yeah, but that all makes sense. So this is where we go down that rabbit hole and we're like, okay, as the CEO of Simplicity and the freedom fighter, I can't believe there's twins. I never thought this would happen again, like twin personas. I'd seen it once. And I remember I was so nervous that day because there's always only been one, but I had to trust myself and I had to go to her and I was like, I think you have twins. And she was like, what? I was like, I swear to God, there's two people here. And she was like, okay. And that was the first day I ever really tapped into my woo when I kind of channel and do these meetings, because I was like, I swear I just see it. And then just now when you saw the vision hit and it's like, I see it, you don't see it. Like, I feel like a Fruit Loop, like just a baddie Fruit Loop, but it's like, this is how I work. And then like, you can't script this, no matter how hard we wanted to create like a great episode or something. You can't just be like, today I'm going to show you my woo. Like, it's not like a boob. I can't just be like, here.
That's the example you picked. Okay.
I was trying to think of what else is available that you would like flash.
I mean, I get it. It's all right.
It's not something that's hidden that I just like pop out and there you go. It's like, and I'm not like that like jingle box. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like that. I don't know. But yeah. How does that feel? Like if you were to think of like, okay, if you were to step back and give creative direction to CEO of Simplicity and Freedom Fighter, and you had a board meeting with the three of you instead of me, myself, and I, like, do you feel like they would have direction for you of like how to build this out?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see the synergy between, another one of those words, between all of that for sure.
Gotcha. I got it. I'm writing it down. Synergy.
Well, and synergy is such a buzzword in like the corporate world.
That's fine. You're going to be up in there too, but actually you're not, because but that's like when I say synergistic collaboration, like it might be a buzzword, but we mean it. Like we're not just like authenticity. We like, it's
like, it's a buzzy word. Yeah,
that's fine. Well, you've got like six,
which is fine, but it's still,
you get there.
Well, no, I mean, and synergy is a great word. It's just in the corporate world, they kind of like overuse it and it's kind of fuzzy, but
you also get the opportunity to self-define it. So your synergy is going to be different than their synergy, but so I just see the three of you at a table. And then I will have to warn you, because if we did just birth your persona, then you, how do I want to say that? Anyway, I don't know, irrelevant. They're going to get loud. I think we've done this once before. You had, who was your first persona when we did Pinterest and personas? You had one.
Alex.
Okay. Is she still at the table, or did these two just take over?
She's actually one of them.
Okay. So she might either be. So who did she evolve into? Because personas do that too. They will evolve. Like some, at one era it was called luxury. Now it's called iconic detail. Yeah. So is she CEO of Simplicity, or is she the freedom fighter?
I think she's probably more the freedom fighter.
Okay. So we'll put this as the past Alex. Okay, great. So she's still there. She's still here. She's just more mature version of herself. Okay.
Yeah.
So she'll get loud. If it helps you with the visual side, it would be time to build out that new Pinterest board. Keep the old one that you had, but start a completely new one. I would title it CEO of Simplicity. And if you want to put Freedom Fighter in there too, you can, but build that all out. The thing is, once you've birthed them, and this is funny because you knew you were meant for bigger. We've been talking about this. They get loud. And if you give them permission, which we haven't done the exercise, but I'm happy to after this call, if we sit with them and let them fully come online, then they're going to get bossy and it's loud. But just remember, you're in charge. You get to tell them like what frequency, what tempo. But you're probably going to be waking up at 1 a.m. with all these thoughts and ideas. Sorry.
Well, and it's so funny that you describe it like that, because I do have like a bit of this mediumship kind of thing. And I have had somebody actually, I had talked my Aleka, I had talked to her about it at one point in time too. And she was like, just remember, you're in charge.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want them there, you can not have them there. You tell them to go away. Like, you're the boss here. So it's very much a similar thing as to when I see the ghost.
I had to start saying that because in the beginning, when I was identifying personas for people, they were not, they were like, how do I say this? Passionately complaining, like they loved it, but they were mad at me. They're like, Ashley, I was up all night long. I wrote out this whole new business model. Yeah. I've been planning all this stuff, but I haven't slept for like 3 days. Like, it's all your fault. Thank you, but it's all your fault. Like, what am I doing? And so now I had to start prefacing, like, you're in control.
Yeah.
Like, let it flow through, and you'll come on board. You already have Alex. We need to get a CEO of Simplicity a little bit more vocal for you so you can hear it better. But once you can see it here, you can call it into the room and trust that it will show up for you. But and we have done so much work, we know how to do this. But for those like my mainstream people that have never dabbled in woo, oh shit, these poor things are up. They're divorcing people, they're selling houses, they're cutting hair, they're getting tattoos. They're like, oh my God. So out of liability, I had to start being like, you're in charge. Because like, if you don't know how to play in this realm, it is abusive. Yeah. Like fabulously abusive, but yeah, you'll be up for like 10 days straight, rewriting a whole new business. You're going to be like, check the Mimosa Hotline website, but I got to go build mine. It's going to be amazing. I just claim one of your CEO spots that you're going to help because I want in on this. And I am the first woman.
You're well on your way. So. I mean, you're not the first one to propose to me, but first woman to propose to me.
That's what I said. I know I'm the first.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear woman. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get that spot.
You get your wins.
But yeah, no, and I can see this. I think there's some beautiful, like old worldly elegance to it. You know, there's a beauty in math. I always thought math was really pretty. I think the map element is pretty. I don't
if you think about it, like that old world beauty also too kind of leans into that speakeasy kind of look and feel I like as well. A little bit, that like smoky back room of where things actually happen.
Yeah, I'm just
that's the freedom fighter side.
Yeah, like you're not allowed white paper. You know that, right? Like you're only allowed off-white or like handmade paper.
Oh, yeah.
Like you cannot have normal
seals, wax, wax seals.
Yeah. I don't get speakeasy vibe from it at all. I think you'll get your
not as much
fix. You'll get that from Mimosa Hotline, so you don't feel like you're gonna lose that. You'll still get that, but this one, no. I get rustic, old world, like classic, timeless, elegant. But I used to have a word I made up. I'm going to share it. It's ruggedy. It's like rough and edgy, ruggedy. I need that word right now. I know it's not a word, but it's an aesthetic to me. It
is now.
Yeah. So everyone, just so you know, ruggedy. It's like rough, edgy, but like refined, like good cologne. Yeah, ruggedy. It's got a ruggedy vibe.
Okay.
Very balanced between like masculine and feminine stuff. But yeah, I don't know, the equations just kind of show up, and the maps, and then having a map to success, or a map to 10x your revenue, or success is an S word.
Scale, success.
Scale. Oh shoot. Scale. Oh God.
Scale.
Okay, it's all over the place.
There's a lot of S words. Yeah, there's a lot of S words here.
The S in ourselves all day long. We're gonna be messaging, hey, S. Yeah. How's that?
So good. I mean, we're over time though.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, we are. Okay, sorry. Back to the real world.
Perfect example of getting in the flow and then going over time on the show.
Yeah, we get into this, like, I don't know. I was up in the astral plane. I don't know where y'all were playing, but I was up there.
And it started, well, to be honest, we started off really rough for the first 15 minutes. So we're kind of
We're on time. We're going to just tell everyone to skip forward to like the half hour mark, and then it gets amazing. So yeah,
really good.
I love that. Well, I'm eager to see. This was not, I don't feel like this was just like a magic trick or a party trick. I genuinely think we found your next.
Yeah.
Which is also why
I've been bouncing, well, and had already been bouncing off the simplicity idea already too. So
yeah,
this is just a natural progression of where that was going.
Yeah, but I think it like gave it a little bit more form, maybe.
All because I got proposed to again this week.
I love your problems. Good for you. Good for
you. Yet again, it happened, Ashley.
I mean, like, that's why I'm just like, when are we going to start listening to this? Like, how many times do you need to be proposed to before you
actually say yes?
And I think what's better too is this time you're saying yes to the intention and inspiration behind it, not necessarily the company or the person. Like, you get to still make it your own, and like you get to have control over it and how you share it with everybody. But I think, yeah, like, there's that one guy that we both don't really like, who was like, what's his offer? Like, would you pay me $100 for every $1,000 I got you? And they'd be like, well, yeah, well, how much do you want to make? And if it's like 100,000 milestone, then they give them $1,000. No, what is that math? $10,000. Sorry, I couldn't do that really fast. I was trying to do the easy math. And then he's like, if it's $500,000, then it's this amount, whatever. And it's like, I think you could also take in that motif too, because you have the ability to back what you say. This isn't just smoke and mirrors and all the bullshit. It's like, we actually, God forbid, we could do what we say we do.
Yeah. Well, and on top of it, I have an MBA. Like, so it's not like I don't have the credentials to do it too,
Yeah. I know I was talking to a beautiful woman yesterday, and she's like, she's in the counseling space for relationships, and she has multiple degrees in psychology and all this stuff. And I was like, I do too. Like, it's weird that we actually have, like, not just, she was saying, it's not just a 7-hour course where she got certified as someone that can tell you this shit, but yeah. Anyway, so yes. Okay. Well, let's end on that note. I need to go ground myself because I'm still up there with your personas. Like, I'm still up here ready to create this whole thing.
Go have a drink on me, talk with them.
Yeah, like, go figure out my shit and then come back to me.
Figure it all out and then come. Here's the simplicity in me. You go figure it out, bring it back to me.
I just can't believe that all connected, from the S curve to the 10 to the map. Like, that's wild to me. That's my favorite part of this stuff. Like, there's no way anybody could connect.
That's not scripted.
No, it just comes out of people when they're ready. It's wild. Oh my God, I think you just helped. You know who? I need to do this for our other bestie, our number one viewer. She needs this.
Oh.
I bet her persona has evolved. That's why she's gotcha.
Oh yeah.
I was like, boom. So I will call her and we will make that appointment immediately.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That answers that one.
Yeah. Well, and going back to where we even started, like, people, when they get in the shit, like, the reason for that could be because it's now something has evolved.
Yeah. You need to get excited when you get diagnoses. You need to get excited when you think the world's falling apart. Like, this is what is that beautiful quote? Like, don't be afraid to fall apart because you can build it back new and better or something. I'll post that. There's a quote on my Pinterest board that I absolutely love, but it's something to the effect of, like, fall apart to build it better. Or when you think it's falling apart, really it's aligning. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
We've been too smart. I owe you nothing, viewers. Nothing. Except somebody definitely needs a persona session. So I'm excited to call them and be like, I know what we need.
Yeah.
Grab your Cosmo.
Yep.
Like, we need this.
Yeah.
Just,
No,
and she
that
was
makes
just
a lot
telling
of
me
sense.
this morning, she was like, I feel weird because while everything's falling apart, I feel like I'm playing too small. I'm supposed to be doing something bigger. I didn't pick up on it. Interesting. So I love personas. I love them. This is what I do. I mean, branding's great, but it's the personas that I just, this is where I'm absolutely addicted to what I do. And it's not for the money. It's not for building brands. It's for helping people to identify their iconic essence and then build it out and give it mediums to express itself. That's branding. That's that stuff. But this
this is the thing that most branders can't and won't and don't do.
They don't do. They do applied branding, which let me give you a personality test and a preset color palette and paint it on and call me in 2 years.
And they don't even give you a personality test. Like, here's some colors that look like you.
Yeah.
And a pretty font.
Yeah. Based on the psychology of color, you're a financial advisor. Let's give you green. And blue.
And I'm so funny. Like, we're both like green.
Insurance. Blue. Relationship expert. Red. Like how, burger joint, yellow and orange.
I was going with orange, but yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, yellow and orange. It's all Isn't
it did I read somewhere that like when you go in restaurants, like they like to do, is it orange in restaurants because orange makes you hungry?
Yes.
Is it orange? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had always heard that.
Yeah. And which is so weird. I'm gonna out myself really fast with my Cheez-Its. But it's not appetizing to me. I don't know why, but sure enough, it is. You're hungry. And it's like, yeah. So, another fun, playful thing, and I don't know if you know this, but McDonald's, where they are red and yellow, but in paint, if you mix red and yellow, you get orange. So even though you don't see orange per se, your brain will put those two together, the primary color, and make that subconscious orange. And then we think of, Burger King, they're orange. But when you start looking at a lot of fast food companies, you're going to see that there's this red orange theme. Taco Bell, all these, no, Taco Bell's not, that's blue now with the bell, but there's all these subtle details that you'll start picking up on it. But absolutely. Yeah. And I would love to get more into that in like environmental staging of things, just because I think, yes, interior designers are very mindful of it, but I think it would also be unique to collaborate with one for the strategic side of the brand element too. Not just that it looks great. And I want to give credit to them. They're doing it naturally. They're not thinking it's branding. They're thinking it's like interior design, but it's part of it too. So I think it would be smart. Like, I mean, here's a couple of things. So green to initiate conversation and action, green plant, black and gold for luxury, dependability, all the things. And then lighting, that yellow color, that's giving action and like soothing tones. And it's just interesting when you start looking at it all. I was talking to somebody the other day about why I always try and wear black. One of my Facebook memories came up and it was talking about one of my first styling clients, and it was the outfit that changed it all for me. I had a very cute outfit on. It was like this vertical stripe, but my client, every time she kept getting dressed, it was that caramel colored brown or caramel, camel, whatever color you want to call that, khaki sometimes. Everything I put her in, I couldn't understand why she looked so bad. We were clashing by standing next to each other. And so then after that day, I always wear black, either on set or through a set in the wardrobe, in the dressing room, or then in client meetings, especially on persona days. I need to be as neutral as possible. Right. Anything that I have as an exposure to you, you might see and pick up. So I almost thought maybe we shouldn't fill out the boards too some days, because anything that's on there could impact what they say. Like you don't need it, it's so subtle some days. So you got to be very careful on how you do things. And so, but again, I don't think a lot of branders have that integrity. They just take from one project to the next project. And there's sometimes this like transference that they don't really give credit to. Like when I design something, I only design. So this afternoon, actually, I'm working on a Violetta project. I'm only working on her color palette and her stuff because you know, creating yours in the morning and hers at night, there might be a thought, like brain synapses that's still on her design. Like you have to keep the integrity of the design. Like, my photographer, Dana, like anytime she goes to a shoot, she always wears black. And I think she doesn't realize why she's doing it, but it's doing it so that it doesn't clash. And she definitely did it at weddings because then you fade in the background because it's supposed to be about the bride. And she did the same thing. It's a professionalism, it's a uniformity, it's a consciousness, it's an intentional element, but God. And then, you know, I always laugh. If you look at some of the highest fashion designers in the world, they always wear black. Their work is super colorful. Their lives are super colorful. And then also just some of the, you know, millionaires that have this or billionaires that have the same outfit. It's just one less choice.
Steve Jobs. I think Mark Zuckerberg does that too. Like he has the same shirt, like, so you're not wasting your brain power. Like us doing the whole, like, I was just smart. Now I have a blonde moment. Like, then they don't have to make that decision. You know, like it's one less decision.
Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, I mean, we need to talk about it more, I guess, and share more. That's the last thing I'll say. It's like, it's just so annoying, you know, we have all this knowledge and we think everyone knows what we know, or that we say it all the time, but we don't say it nearly enough. And I
say that to people
I'm
all the
ready
time with their
to
marketing.
just get obnoxious and just say it and say it and say it and say it and say it, because damn. One person listens. By the way, shout out to Violetta. She listens to everything that we say. She rocks at it. She's doing great with her stuff. It's exciting. So, all right, we're gonna call it.
Yeah, we're way over. Yeah, we're way over now.
We're sorry, but not sorry. We hope you had a great, wonderful time. You cleaned your office, whatever you've done with us, but this was fun. So, all right, guys, we'll see you next Thursday. And let us know if you have anything that we can support you with. Bye.
Bye.